Good afternoon, Chair.
Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chair. Good afternoon, Mr. Mogotsi. Good to see you again.
Chair, may I say something, please?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Chair.
Yes.
I think it's very much important that I put this into record regarding the whole process as how it unfolded. It should be recorded again, Chair. I have noticed the proceedings, including when my counsel speaks, she got interrupted more than 10 times. The counsel here was allowed to speak. When my counsel tried to read one case law into record, it was that, no, we know it. The other counsel had an opportunity to speak uninterrupted for so long. Secondly, Chair, when I came here before, I came voluntarily, and as it was also put in my affidavit, the information that I said will need to be corroborated and be converted into evidence that is required or needed here. I've given that all. I was declared a liar. I kept on saying I had to do the affidavit so that we could process the 2528. I was declared a liar again. And now today, again, I've made an application for the recusal of the chief evidence leader, which it was fair, it was done properly. It is within the discretion of the commission to arrive at a certain conclusion. By so saying, Chair, I want to say I'm very much unhappy with the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mogotsi. I've heard you. We will continue with the hearing of your testimony. Thank you.
Mr. Mogotsi, since you last testified, both General Sabia and the person you say was your co-handler have testified. And I just want to clarify certain discrepancies between what you told us and what they told us. General Sabia said two things that are at odds with your evidence. The first was that he said that he hadn't met you before the January 8th event in Cape Town, that was the first time he met you. And the second is that at no stage when he met you did he ever discuss any official policing business or operational, investigative, or intelligence matters. So I just want your response to each of those.
Yeah,
was General Sabia correct to say that the first time he met you was at the 8th January event?
Yeah, to all the answers, I'm not going to incriminate myself going forward, Chair.
But I don't understand how you can incriminate yourself in relation to whether you met General Sabia before January the 8th or only on January the 8th.
As I said, I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Please explain how that incriminates you.
By answering that question, Chair, I'll be incriminating myself again. I therefore request to rather invoke my right to remain silent.
How does this incriminate you, Mr. Mogotsi?
That's the answer. I do not want to incriminate myself any further. That's the answer, Chair.
It doesn't answer my question. I hear you when you say you do not want to incriminate yourself. What I want to understand is how this incriminates you.
I don't want to incriminate myself, Chair.
It is open to a witness to adopt that stance, but it does not mean that that necessarily makes sense in all instances. I should just draw it to your attention that the section, I think it's section 6 of the Commissions Act, and there's also, is it Regulation 8? 1, if I'm not mistaken. But there's also provision in the regulations. Both create an offense if a witness that has been sworn in fails to answer fully and satisfactorily any question lawfully put to them. So for you to simply say this incriminates you, you don't explain how, you don't explain what the crime is, we are completely in the dark. It may well be that we may have to consider this. I am not saying that you are not entitled to raise what you are raising. It may well be that there is a basis for substantiating it and for exculpating yourself from the possible applicability of Section 6 and the relevant regulation. But I think it only fair that I should draw your attention to the provisions of these statutory prescripts. So are you still insisting that that's the
That's
attitude
my
you are
posture, Chair.
adopting?
That's my posture. I've gone through those rules, and as a layman, I may not have full comprehension as to how they work. Perhaps my legal team will talk to that, but I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Yes, Mr. Shaskelson?
Chair, I think it is possibly appropriate for Mr. Mogotsi to take some legal advice on this, because certainly the attitude of the evidence leaders is that, subject to any plausible reason for a fear of self-incrimination, the evidence leaders would want a refusal to answer questions to be followed by a referral for prosecution under the relevant provisions of the Act. And while I can understand that there are certain questions that I want to ask today that might legitimately elicit an assertion of privilege against self-incrimination, I certainly hadn't imagined that this one would. And there are going to be a lot of questions that are going to give rise to this issue. So I think Mr. Mogotsi needs to understand what his legal position is, and I don't want him to be put into a position where he ends up being prosecuted for refusing to answer questions, believing that he has a right to do so when he doesn't.
Chair, I'm not refusing to answer questions.
Mr. Mogotsi, I will invite you and I want to hear you.
All right.
Ms. Mohumane,
Chair.
do you want to take the opportunity to talk to your client? Perhaps let's just adjourn. Let's adjourn. We'll come back when it's indicated to us when to come back.